Hi everyone, happy March. My name is Cronin-McCartney and you're very welcome to join me for another episode of my top 5 in NI. We had some great releases over the last few weeks from both brand new fresh acts as well as some more established ones. This month's list contains some of my absolute favourite acts making music right now. So as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and this is my top 5 in NI for February 2020. Released on Valentine's Day, Problem Pattern's newest offering, Gal Pals, is my number 5 for this month. The punk-fueled pop explosion is the band's catchiest and most accessible track to date. As always, each member of the band takes a moment to command their own attention in the form of wry social lyrics, which are equal parts compassion and aggression. Each verse takes a look at the different phases of a relationship between two queer women over their lifetimes. Despite forming over only a year ago, it's just really hard to imagine or think about a time where Problem Patterns weren't ever present as one of NI's most furious and formidable acts. As well as the track, the band have also released a really cool and quirky video to go along with Gal Pals, so if you haven't already, do check out both, and it is Gal Pals by Problem Patterns. 5-piece alt rock band Rivers' latest release, Close to Me, is my number 4 for this month. A soaring indie number that catches your attention immediately. The track opens with fizzing guitar before we're introduced to the infectious vocals of lead singer Cahill Dixon. Currently based in Belfast, Close to Me is the band's second release and is loaded with hooks and sublime melody. Close to Me came out on February the 14th, which seemed to be an incredibly popular day for new music and really gives us an insight into the band's own unique brand of indie. This track is just really infectious from the moment it begins with those compelling guitars, and I think Rivers are definitely a band you should keep your eye on in 2020. So for anyone who hasn't checked it out, it is Close to Me by Rivers. Brand New Friend's latest EP, A Cure for Living, is my number 3 for this month, following on from their debut album, Seatbelt for Aeroplanes. The 7-track release sees the power pop 5-piece back on fierce form. Lead single, The Letter A, which was released back in 2019, was the perfect reintroduction to the band and is just brimming with attitude and an unrelenting sense of optimism. Track Nothing Stays the Same is just a nostalgic indie pop dream that I think has become part of Brand New Friend's classic sound. A Cure for Living is a melodic stormer from beginning until end, bursting with rebellious energy and infectious enthusiasm. It has also shown a more distinct and distinguished sound from the band, who have had a really busy 2020 already. So if you haven't already, please do check out A Cure for Living by Brand New Friends. Irish indie band ABQ are my number 2 for this month with their soaring song Neon. Currently based in London, Neon is the band's 3rd release since their inception a few years ago. Lead singer Paul Shevlin is the previous winner of BPI and the Brit Awards, the Next Brit Thing Award, and has one of those deliciously distinctive vocals that's kind of bred for that hugely atmospheric, stadium-esque indie pop rock. Neon is an incredibly polished track that is hook-laden and has a divinely catchy chorus that once you hear, you will not forget quickly. So if you haven't, do check out Neon by ABQ. Pop noir duo Dark Tropics are my number 1 release for February with their debut track Badlands. The duo have described their first release as an attempt to create an epic feature film in a 3-minute pop song, with the result being a timeless cinematic classic. Singer Rio's strident vocals are fragile and powerful, compelling and unforced all at once, set against the backdrop of a brooding and pensive piano. The duo's debut is a seamless blend of evocative vocals, impassioned theatrics and ethereal soundscapes. A moody and tantalizing debut. I am totally immersed in the world of Dark Tropics, and I am so looking forward to getting lost in more of their releases over the coming months. So if you haven't already, I do implore you to check out Badlands by Dark Tropics, because it is an absolutely stunning debut. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to my top 5 in NI. This is February 2020. As always, if you have any new music, you can send it over to my page or at onyourcronin23@gmail.com, and I will see you all again next month.